Dublin start this final with their most experienced player in goal. Stephen Cluxton is now playing in his 15th championship season. Johnny Cooper is chosen to start at right corner back, with Rory O'Carroll in the centre and Philly McMahon, scorer of 1-2 against Mayo, on the left. Not surprisingly, the main worry at half-back concerned hamstring victim Cian O'Sullivan. Clearly Jim Gavin is happy that all is well, and the Kilmacud player lines up as per usual. Brian Fenton has been enjoying a fine rookie season. Today he lines up with Dennis Bastick in the middle of the park. 4 times All-Star Paul Flynn stays at wing forward alongside the prodigious Diarmuid Connolly and Kieran Kilkenny, who missed most of last year through injury. And inside them will be Paddy Andrews, man of the match against Mayo in the replay. Dean Rock starting his first final, and Bernard Brogan, who scored 2-9 in his last 3 matches. And so to the Kingdom, for whom Brendan Keeley has won back the goalkeeping spot from Brian Kelly this championship year. In front of him will be Fionn Fitzgerald, who did well at the semi-final, Aidan O'Mahony playing in his 9th final, and Shane Enright, who came on as a sub last year against Donegal. It's a first final start for Jonathan Lyne, a second for Peter Crowley, one of last year's All-Stars, while Killian Young played in his first final here in 2007. Kerry's midfield, featuring Anthony Marr from Dua and on-field captain David Moran from Kerrins O'Rahilly, comes with a glowing recommendation. Stephen O'Brien at wing forward has also been enhancing his reputation this year in a half-forward line which includes man of the match against Tyrone Johnny Buckley and the excellent Donncha Walsh. Good to see Colm Cooper back after last year's injury-plagued year, lining up alongside Dingle's Paul Gainey and James O'Donoghue, who got 2-3 against Dublin in the 2013 semi-final. Final of the 128th All-Ireland Championship. What a sense of occasion, what noise! And straight away it's Diarmuid Connolly coming across here to take an early possession. Threaded beautifully in as far as Brian Fenton, and just outside the D he clips it beautifully and puts it over after 16 seconds. What a start!
What a start indeed, Ger. Clinical, decisive, beautiful crossfield ball that time from Connolly to Fenton. And Fenton in his rookie season leaves his mark immediately within 1 minute. Fantastic score, great opening for Dublin. And Cooper's gone 1-1 on O'Donoghue, and it's interesting already Donncha Walsh and Stephen O'Brien have switched wings.
Brendan Keeley opts to go long, feeling there might be an advantage in the middle of the field, but there isn't this time, and it's a touch back down to Paul Flynn. Beautifully inside here as far as Bastick opens up for him. Oh, Rock was the one who had that one foil and stopped. Really good goal opportunity for Dean Rock. This was it here as Brendan Keeley got down smartly, resourcefully using his legs, set up by Dennis Bastick. Should have finished really, but credit the goalkeeper. One of the best goalkeepers in the country this championship season. Donncha Walsh. Kerry needing a score into the 7th minute now. Free kick instead. Down to Gainey, touched it beautifully to Buckley, setting a chance up for James O'Donoghue, settled his feet and put it beautifully over. That's one they needed just to reassure themselves. 2 points to 1, they trail, but they're in the match in a scoring sense.
Yeah, delightful decision making where the 3 Kerry forwards that time. Buckley to Donoghue, got onto his weaker foot, great score.
Ball spilled away from Brian Fenton initially there. He was being harassed by David Moran, but the referee has seen the ball touched on the ground, so it's got to be a free for Kerry. Great pressure play.
And it's the second occasion, Jerry, we've seen from a Dublin kick-out where they're not getting the receiver. Frustration already is beginning to grow in that. It's an area that Dublin are so strong in. Kerry have worked very hard in it, and they're already having success at closing down Cluxton's kick-outs.
This is where Eamon Fitzmaurice will have watched the matches against Mayo and studied and learned. Paul Gainey, short one, easy one, linking with Johnny Buckley, taking the return, putting it over, and all of a sudden the teams are level, 2 apiece.
Oh, so simple, everybody expecting the long-range kick, but great presence of mind and a delightful score.
Another short kick out here, this time Jack McCaffrey is reading the goalkeeper's intentions. He made that little darting run to get away from his marker, who was Donncha Walsh, but then kicked badly, out of play, needlessly given away that time. And Stephen Cluxton a little unnerved, you have to say.
Kerry are very decisive in pushing up on him. They're applying consistent pressure on the kickouts, and the Kerry forwards, it must be said, are very decisive and alert in closing down his space.
Good use of possession here by Kerry. Donegal Walsh across here to Cooper, looking to get more involved. Good ball to James O'Donoghue, trying to steal a march here, and Johnny Cooper puts his toe behind it and puts it over the bar as well. Really good score, and Kerry lead for the first time in this match. It's Cian O'Sullivan in as far as McCarthy. Two Kerry players went to the one man that time and left McCarthy free. Lost by Bernard Brogan again in the slippery conditions. Ball handling is certainly a problem. That was Cooper, dispossessed by Bernard Brogan. Made a bit of a lot of ground that time, Brogan, and he's got it back from McCaffrey. McCaffrey goes forward again, goes into the challenge. He's fouled there by Aidan O'Mahony, and it's got to be a free in, and the referee is noting the offence. But full credit to Bernard Brogan that time. He had lost it initially, then went back, regained possession, sent it in as far as McCaffrey, and then the foul was committed there, just about 30 metres out. Dean Rock with his second free. 3 apiece. Jim Gavin here looking on. What a great job he's done over the last number of years. Favourites in the minds of many people at the very start of the year coming into this contest. Dennis Bastig just takes his time with this pass, trying to place it into the path there of Paddy Andrews against Fionn Fitzgerald. He's doing well there. Chance to regroup. Back as far as Paul Flynn. Taking over is Kieran Kilkenny. Again, the run by Philly McMahon here in a dangerous position, and then lost. Just couldn't hold on to it, Kieran Kilkenny. Almost in for a possible score. And it comes out instead to Donegal Walsh for Kerry. Tight marking. McCarthy there in on top of Stephen O'Brien. Nothing given away easily in this match. Dean Rock on the ground. That's Stephen O'Brien there. This is interesting. They brought Stephen Cloxton up to take this one. Hasn't scored in this year's championship. He's taken a fair few free kicks, but hasn't hit them over the bar just yet. Well, now maybe in the All-Ireland final, that trend will change. Has scored 46 points in the past. Today playing in his 78th championship match. Teams 3 apiece. From outside the 45-metre line, can he land it? They go for the white flag. He most definitely can.
Wonderful score from his wrong side, so to speak, and that's the lead for Dublin.
He may have looked under a little bit of pressure earlier on with his kick-outs, but it's begun to turn around now. Cooper gets away, fed in by Bastig. He's got pace. Anthony Marr's after him. Still Cooper gets to the 20-metre line. Bernard Brogan in there tries to keep this one alive, surrounded by Kerry players. Booted out there by Jonathan Lyne in greasy conditions. It's like playing on ice. And in the end, Bernard Brogan spins around and somehow manages to get that over the bar. His first point of the game. And Dublin lead once again by 5 points to 4.
Well, he brings order to an awful lot of mistakes that time, and again it's all caused by the bad conditions. You have to credit Maher in the way he tracked back that time when Cooper came forward, but Brogan picked up the pieces, brought order to it. Fabulous kick of his left foot.
Half backline involved in setting up this next attack here, and in the end it's intercepted by Bastig. Kicked it away out as far as Dean Rock, taking up some very good positions, Dean Rock, and good decision making as well. That's a good ball ahead to Paddy Andrews. Dublin trying to stretch their lead here. Andrews kicking as he did in the semi-final. First opportunity he's got really to pull one over the bar, and he's obliged. And now everybody in the inside forward line has scored for Dublin today, and they're ahead by 7 points to 4 in this 128th playing of the All-Ireland football final. Once more it's Dublin in control. 3 ahead. Fenton trying to get maybe the last score before half-time. Kieran Kilkenny. Again, it's the cornerback, McMahon. And his man Cooper ahead of him. McMahon strikes it, and it's over the bar. On a day when things are going well for Dublin, and when Billy McMahon has scored more than his marker, Colin Cooper, you have to wonder. We're into 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half, and Dublin lead here by double scores. And the backroom team here have decisions to make. Pressure again applied there, this time by Kieran Kilkenny, and carried out over the sideline by the other number 12, Donegal Walsh.
Yeah, with this relentless rainfall, it hasn't heated up at all, and it's making conditions increasingly difficult.
Bastic, 45 metres out, into Andrews, tries to spin and turn! So near. Second goal chance for Dublin in this match. That was a close run thing here. Quick turn there by Paddy Andrews. Only one ever goal scored by Andrews in championship football.
There's no doubt about it today, Ger. It's very difficult to be composed in these conditions that you have out there, but Dublin will be much happier with their defensive structure, with their defensive system, and with the way their one-to-one markings have gone. Kerry are somewhat all over the place. The likes of Connolly starting to make an impact here, and Kilkenny's had a good half, and Paddy Andrews certainly has had his moments as well.
11 minutes into the second half. Straight out as far as Michael Darragh-Macaulay, footballer of the year when Dublin won this in 2013. Back out as far as Brian Fenton, who got the opening score of the match. He's a chance to put this one over the bar, or maybe even better. Oh, off the butt of the upright. There was a point there for the taking. He was brave, but perhaps he was a little foolish as well in that he didn't take the chance to put 4 between the teams.
Well, I think he did the right thing, Ger. He made the opening beautifully for himself, went for it, had the guts to go for it. Unlucky that time, and again the ball could have easily ricocheted off Bernard Brogan into the net, but I think he did the right thing in going for the goal.
Well, that's 3 goal chances now, Martin, we've had for Dublin.
And remember the last game against Tyrone had 4 goal chances against Kerry, and I mean, Kerry defence at the moment, it's so porous.
Michael Darragh-Macaulay keeps this alive. Back out to Fenton once more. Beautifully in here. Neat turn. And that one is kicked over by Paul Flynn. The hill erupts. Paul Flynn scores. Dublin get another and lead by 4 after 47 minutes of the All-Ireland football final. That time Bernard Brogan, you saw, was nearly at the receiving end of that as that one hit the butt of the upright. But Kerry now with a battle on their hands, 4 behind as David Moran feeds it forward. Darren O'Sullivan out to Cooper, playing a little return ball. Darren O'Sullivan put it way to the right.
Well, that's the first bit of dynamic interplay we have seen from Kerry, it must be said. Sullivan rushed that ball, but the Dublin defence covering very effectively, but they'll be disappointed not to have brought the game back to 3 points.
Anthony Marr back here, back to Cooper, provider, fumbled initially. Darren O'Sullivan back in as far as James O'Donoghue on the left, and he steers that one over the bar, and he's now got 3 in this match. Didn't score in last year's final, but they won then. He preferred to win. It's about the team ethic, and Kerry have that team ethic, but Dublin have a 3-point lead still. And Kerry have got to win the ball in the middle of the field first. They do. David Moran, Darren O'Sullivan, up to the big man, and the star has got it. Lays it off, a fumble there by Donegal Walsh. Kerry behind by 3, back out once again to Darren O'Sullivan, settles himself, and that steadying effect is good because he put it over the bar and got a second, and now it's just a 2-point game, and there are 20 minutes left in the All-Ireland final, thanks to Darren O'Sullivan's latest score. Kerry getting closer. McMenamin, it's like cat and mouse, laid off. McMenamin somehow is dragged down by O'Mahony, or is he?
He is indeed, Ger. That's black card territory.
There is. And Aidan O'Mahony, I think, fearing the worst.
David Colbert, I think, has only one decision to make this time. It was a deliberate pull down. We might see Mark O'Shea coming in now, but that's a big blow to Dublin, or to Kerry, if he has to go on.
And it's the black card, and he has got it, and Aidan O'Mahony is black carded, leaves the contest. And the player who is coming in at this stage is Paul Murphy, I think.
Yeah.
And very quickly Murphy comes in as a replacement. Back out to Fenton again, and the 22-year-old UCD student plays it to his right-hand side. Paul Flynn has scored once in the second half, and he has scored a second time, and they lead by 3.
Oh, but credit Diarmuid Connolly with that wonderful vision, delightful pass, excellent finish, it must be said, from Fenton. Great score.
And the time is very much against Kerry, with only 5 minutes remaining, plus presumably another 2 minutes of added time. Here's Galvin. Up to Donaghy. They've got to get something special here pretty quickly. Donaghy surrounded by 2 players. Will the referee allow play to continue, or pull him for overholding, and he's pulled him for holding on too long. Or has he?
No, I don't think
it's
so.
going to be a free.
20-metre free, I think. It was held that time, I thought.
He might even like to throw it up.
He may throw it up. He got the ball that time. He's held down. He does well to get the ball, regain possession. Loses it. I'm not sure why he's throwing up the ball. It was either free in or a free out that time.
Alan Brogan's coming on. Brian Fenton's going off. Alan to come on and enjoy the last few minutes of this at the end of a wonderful career, replacing a young man at the beginning of his. So he throws the ball up at the end. The referee, Donaghy, has it. Here's a chance. Oh, Killeshin Young had the opportunity and he let it slip from his grasp. And in came James McCarthy, and Dublin can break once again with Alan Brogan picking up his first possession. All the way down to his younger brother Bernard. Back to Alan again. Two former footballers of the year, the Brogans. Has options right and left. Needs to make his mind up, and his mind was made up to kick it with his left and to boot it over the bar. What an introduction. The hill erupts. Sea of blue and navy there, ready to salute a point by Alan Brogan to see Dublin 4 ahead. Can they remain in front? Is there a Kerry response? Killeshin Young kicks it. It's spilled there by Rory O'Carroll. In comes Kieran Donaghy. Back once again towards Colm Cooper. Cooper looking for reinforcements. They're too far back from him. And eventually it is kicked forward. Here's Paul Murphy. Out by Michael Dara McCauley like a basketball player. Flipped it away. In the end, the ball is handled on the ground. It's going to be a free out.
Kerry are protesting actually that Donaghy should got a penalty that time, but going back to that miss by Killeshin Young, that was the seminal moment in the match. Great opportunity of Killeshin Young, just panics a little bit, doesn't keep his eye on the ball, chance goes a begging.
All the advantages resting with Dublin at this stage.
They have completely derailed Kerry, it must be said, Gerard. Their tackling has been venomous, they've been very disciplined at the back, and their structure has worked to a T.
I'm not sure to what extent the extra match against Mayo has helped Dublin. I think it certainly was of quite a considerable use, but that's an awful ball by Cluxton. Donaghy gave it in as far as Donegal Walsh, and Donegal Walsh then, the referee has decided, was hauled down. Bemused looking Paul Flynn looks on. Free in.
Dublin have applied unremitting pressure, you know, at different times throughout the game. Should be more ahead.
Take a look at this again here. This is the incident there.
I don't know, Gerard. I don't know. It's a hard. Okay, maybe they're. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. They're just a contest for the ball. Conditions maybe played a part in it, but I do not think that there was a penalty.
Brian Sheehan to take this. All he can do is try and tap it over the bar, which he does. So now it's a 3-point game. Brian Sheehan's pointed free. 12-9 now. Darren O'Sullivan. Held onto there by Barry John Keane. In it goes towards Donaghy. Hands reaching up for it, but it's a Dublin pair of hands that take it down. James McCarthy heroically getting to that one, winning the free kick. And again, Philly McMahon saying to Alan Brogan, no hurry.
Absolutely.
3 in front.
Well, certainly that backline today has set a benchmark in brilliance the way they have played. They have been superb. They haven't given the Kerry attack a sniff of it. And they're the crowd that really deserve, the sector that deserves all the plaudits.
Cluxton back out here as far as McManaman, but it's all over! Dublin have won the All-Ireland for 2015. Johnny Cooper and all the others. Kevin McManaman celebrating with the fans. Sam Maguire will be spending the winter in the capital as Jim Gavin's team see off the challenge of Kerry. And what an afternoon for Dublin football. They win by 12 points to 9. GAA President Ergola Farrell presents Sam to Stephen, and the Dublin captain lifts it aloft as the Dubs are crowned champions for the 25th time.